Hi everyone, I'm Tanima Kishore. I'm a lawyer practicing in the Supreme Court of India, and I would like to thank Debrief for inviting me for this series. Today I will be talking to you all about the legality of abortion in India. The problem with this topic is that it is a very sensitive issue for our society. People avoid talking about it. Talking about it makes one come across as a pro-abortion person, which is unfortunately a taboo, not just in our countries but in most countries. It is, however, a very important issue for women's agency over their own bodies and their right to decide whether or not they want to have a child. So, is it legal to have an abortion in India? Well, the answer to that question is not a simple yes or no. The law that deals with abortion in India is Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act of 1971, which was amended recently in March of 2021. Abortion is permitted in certain circumstances in our country. Unfortunately, none of those include choice of the pregnant woman. So when is it allowed? Largely, there are two main circumstances under which abortion is legally permissible. In both these circumstances, the upper limit of pregnancy is 24 weeks. So the first instance is where the continuation of pregnancy would involve a risk to the life of the pregnant woman or would cause grave injury to her mental or physical health. In the Act itself, it's clearly mentioned that if the pregnancy is a result of a rape, that would be included in this because that would likely cause mental injury to the woman. And secondly, the cases in which the pregnancy is a result of failure of contraception. Earlier, before the March 2021 amendment, this was available only to married women. However, the law is now amended and the wording now is pregnant woman and her partner. So now even unmarried women who get pregnant due to failure of contraception can get an abortion under this law. The second circumstance is where there's a substantial risk that if the child is born, it would suffer from serious physical or mental abnormality. So first is where there is a risk of life and mental or physical injury to the woman. And secondly, where the child, if it's born, would suffer from serious physical or mental abnormality. These are the two situations in which abortion is allowed in our country. However, this is also something for which the consent of medical practitioners has to be taken. So for any pregnancy which is up to 20 weeks, you need consent of one medical practitioner who would say that this case fits in one of these two circumstances mentioned. And if it's from 20 to 24 weeks, then you need consent of two medical practitioners. So there is an upper limit of 24 weeks. However, this upper limit of 24 weeks is not applicable in cases where a medical board is of the opinion that there are substantial fetal abnormalities, and a medical board is basically constituted by the government. It includes a gynecologist, a pediatrician, and a radiologist. Another thing which we need to know, which is there in this act, is that abortions can be carried out only by MBBS doctors, which has been put in there to make sure that it is safely done. However, the problem with this provision, and it is something which was suggested that it be removed or changed in by way of an amendment, is that there are not sufficient MBBS doctors available in a lot of rural areas, and women face difficulty in accessing the doctors who would be certified under this law to carry on an abortion. So the demand was that even trained nurses and other practitioners who are trained be permitted to carry on the abortion. However, that was not done. A lot of times when women do want to have an abortion and they don't get consent from the medical practitioners, which happens very frequently because of the taboos attached with the whole concept of abortion, as well as sometimes practitioners are not sure if it's a legal thing to do, so they refuse, and that makes women ultimately go to court. This is even done when pregnancy is beyond 24 weeks and they wish to have an abortion, and then the court practice has been to constitute a medical board, which is basically a committee of experts, and then they give an opinion whether abortion is viable or not, or whether it should be done or not under the circumstances. and then the court passes an order. However, as you can guess, these whole procedure of going to the medical practitioners, getting consent, if not getting the consent, going to the court, it takes a lot of time, and for it's a time sensitive issue. So there have been cases where there have been rape victims, minors who have been pregnant and refused abortion, and then they end up going to court, and then the whole process takes so long that it's in the later terms of pregnancy and it's no longer viable. We need to see if there can be further amendments in the law where choice of a woman is taken into account as as an important reason for abortion. And it's important to know that in 2017, when the Supreme Court passed the judgment and recognized the right to privacy, it specifically recognized the constitutional right of women to make reproductive choices as a part of personal liberty under Article 21. And the March 2021 amendment came after this judgment, so in a way it was a lost opportunity to give effect to that finding of the Supreme Court of India. That's what the abortion law in India is. That's all. Thank you so much.